Anyway, there it is. And yes, he's saying something about Carl Sagan too, I think. But yeah, so I think that look, for me, I think I first saw Carl Sagan doing a university lecture series back in the late 60s. The Channel 9 network used to televise early on a Sunday morning a university, the School of University or something like that, and that's where I first saw Sagan and Professor Frank Drake. And Sagan was talking about astronomy, which was interesting, but well over my head. And Frank Drake was talking about radio astronomy, which was also over my head. But the two was interesting to listen to. And then, of course, it wasn't really until Cosmos that Sagan was brought straight into focus. So he certainly had some very strong opinions on things, but a level-headed approach to certain things, and a scientific one, a rational approach to these things, whether it dealt with UFOs or religion. So he certainly had plenty to say about those particular subjects, that's for sure. Anyway, all very good. Thanks, Martin. You have to forgive me because I'm not totally with it. My head's in a different space. I can feel it. It's across to Mitch. Let's hope we can hear this this night tonight, Mitch. VK3ZT, VK3EKH. VK3ZT, VK3EKH returning. Yeah, just on the noise there, Mitch, just on the noise. I heard a few remarks about Sagan and the like, but didn't quite get enough to get a sentence through. Sorry about that. The noise floor here is about strength 8 to 9, and there's the odd lightning crash too. So just a little bit tricky to pick your signal out there, Mitch. But nevertheless, thanks for calling in. You're in the log, and of course the comment there on Discord too. I've got Discord back now. So yeah. All right. Next is Frank, VK3JR, VK3EKH. Yep, thanks, Frank. VK3JR, VK3EKH, and okay on the other missions. AR7 is warmed up and going. Yeah. I look. I'm pretty sure they've got messier allocations too. I can't remember what they are, but actually, I was just there. I'm fairly certain that they would have messier reference, and I can't see it straight away in this Wikipedia thing. Yeah, it's not coming forward. Doesn't matter. Anyway, all right. Thanks, Frank, and Wayne. G'day, Wayne. Good to hear you calling in. VK3 VCL. Good signal too. VK3 EKH. Yeah, beauty one. VK3 VCL, VK3 EKH. Excellent. Good to hear. Good signal too. 20 over, and all very good indeed. And yeah, thanks for comments about this bug. It's just tiring at the moment. They make reference to this brain fog. I mean, I've always got fog on the brain, but no, I'm particularly tired at the moment. I did have because I've been home all this week. Cat's fur in my tongue. Because I've been home all week, I've been having late nights, and I shouldn't be having late nights. So last night I got caught up watching the latest Mission Impossible. Highly recommend that if you don't mind watching Tom Cruise. Good entertainment. It's a part one, so the film is only half done. It's part two is still to come. But if you want to be thoroughly entertained for a couple of hours, the latest Mission Impossible is what is worth watching. And that went till 3 o'clock in the morning, so I'm a little bit seedy because of that and everything else too that's going on. Thanks, Wayne. All right, now I think it's Kerry, VK2GQR. We'll see how we go. Band's a bit noisy tonight, but I think it's Kerry, VK2GQR. This is VK3EKH. Yeah, no worries. Go ahead, Kerry.
Your broadcast was very interesting tonight, and you're coming this way quite well. And it's always good to hear all this information. You actually got me on Google looking at all the different subjects you were talking about, and I was jumping around everywhere, especially this storm that we just had. That's really opened my eyes to a lot of things, like how much damage it can do to the whole of our technology and everything. If we get a big enough storm, it can do major damage like it did 100 years ago, 150 years ago. And down through the ages, about 1,000 years apart, there's been some really major sort of storms that have brought about incredible things in tree rings, and that was the evidence they found that they'd taken place every so often. And what they could do would be mind-blowing, changing radiocarbon and everything, radiocarbon dating and everything. So, well, there's a lot in that, and it really opens your mind up to all kinds of possibilities there. You know all that, my friend, so I won't bore you with, what would you call it, infatuation or being blown away by it all. It's full on stuff, that's for sure, and it's always good hearing what you have to say, because it gets you thinking, and it gets you to go and look at different possibilities. I've always been into science fiction, and I like reading all of that stuff, and it's very entertaining there, my friend. Thank you very much for running your program every week, and it's always good to hear, even though I haven't said any comments for a long time. I've been involved in all kinds of other activities, but nice catching up with you again, and thanks very much for what you do. Back to you.
Yeah, thanks, Kerry. VK2 GQR, VK3 EKH, VK3 CSJ on the microphone. Clint is the name. Yeah, thanks, Kerry. Good signal from you. Your modulation's easy to copy, and your signal's about hovering between 10 to 20 over 9. So, everybody's got slightly different modulation. It's just the overall sound quality, and some it's really hard to copy. But others are much clearer, and you've got good clarity. So, thank you for that. Look. There goes my head. Just then it goes into a vertigo mode. Our sun's a very interesting star. It's coming up, as you know, it's coming up to the cycle 25 peak. And of course, there's such an increase in solar activity, and it's great to have access to Tamitha Scove. She's a ham radio operator herself. Her call sign is WX6S Whiskey, WX6SWW, Space Weather Woman. But she's been doing the solar report for quite some time. And every couple of months, every couple of weeks or so, if not every week, she'll compose a 5 to 10 minute solar report, and she's got access to all these wonderful resources, and she's she's done quite a bit of study, so she's quite happy for me to run the program to air when it's available. And so it's a good resource to have for the broadcast. But in general, I always keep the spaceweather.com page open. It's one of those pages that are always open on my browser. So I'm always checking what's currently happening with the space weather side of things. And I'm pretty close to getting an Astrodome scope dome installed, which will have a telescope in it, and I'm looking forward to being able to do some solar observing myself, and some solar photography. So once I've perfected how to do that and haven't destroyed my telescope in the process, well, that won't happen. I'm certainly looking forward to being able to put up some of my own images taken of the sun in certain wavelengths of light. So it's an interesting object, our star up there, to observe, both in optical and radio. Anyway, thanks, Kerry, for calling in. Really do appreciate that, and the comments too. And we're here most Friday nights. I'm barely here right now, though. Thanks, Kerry. Now, it's John, VK6 Alpha Oscar Zulu. Now, we're going to have problems hearing you there, John, but let's see how we go. VK6 AOZ in Boulder, I think it is. VK3 EKH. Yeah, thanks, John. VK6 Alpha Oscar Zulu in Kalgoorlie, Boulder area. VK3 EKH returning. Yeah, well, that was a good copy. No problems in hearing you, John. You're 5 and 9. It's about the best I can tell you. 5 and 9, with a slight plus to it. So raising your antenna did the job. Although I think you are running, I don't think you're running high power of any sort. I think it is a low power still set up from memory. Anyway, thanks for calling in. It's a good hop across the country, and yes, there's lots of lightning static about, making it just a bit tricky in some cases, but otherwise that's probably one of the best signals I've heard from you so far when you've called in. So really good stuff indeed. Yeah, the stream is running again. It's off and on, but the stream is back up and running again. So all I can say is that if you lose the YouTube stream, just wait a couple of minutes for me to re-establish it and look for another live symbol to come up, and then just click on that. It should be okay. It certainly seems to be okay at the moment. All right. Thanks, John. Is there any other stations wishing to check in? VK3 EKH.
VK3 SPX.
I was wondering where you were. Go ahead, Steve.
Stuff today, Clint. Pity about the COVID. I had that about a year ago. Wasn't much fun. So, I have to get better soon. Carl Sagan's an interesting fellow, wasn't he? Definitely. His description of the pale blue dot is a very moving description, and really quite an insightful description of our planet, I thought. Yes, and as someone pointed out too, that Earthrise photo, which I compare to my wall sometime back, not Carl Sagan's, but an equally sort of a significant image with the pale blue dot. Fantastic stuff. I I know you talked about the message from our receiver too. I was just sort of doing a little bit of calculation. So that 1639 bits, I think, over 3 minutes, that's about 943 bits per second. That's a bit more than FTA, actually. Yeah, I thought it was pretty fast, actually. It was probably sent with a relatively enormous bandwidth. So it did say to me that, like, message for 3 minutes and you wait, I can't sure it was like 15,000 light years or something. So you wait about 30,000 years. Hopefully the reply will be longer than 3 minutes, but I guess you won't be around to see it. Yeah, so the other thing I thought too, you were talking about the space weather and the absorption over the poles. Does that affect long path HF? You might know that, Clint. I'm just wondering what that does to us. Anyway, good stuff, and we'll tune again next week, no doubt. I'm glad you got me in the end there. VK3EKH, VK3SBX.
Yeah, thanks, Steve. VK3SBX, VK3EKH. I can assure you, I did not hear you. I was either very quick on the microphone, or other stations just drowned you out all of a sudden. Oh dear. Yeah. So now, what was it you were saying? Carl Sagan again. Yes. There's if you type in pale blue dot in the YouTube search engine, you get about 4 or 5 videos that have been done, and what people have done. The video that I played tonight is the official, apparently the official pale blue dot clip. But what other people do is they tend to put video graphics, vision. So as Carl reads his script, the imagery associated with each event that he reads out, people have put their own. They've gathered some footage off the internet and created a kind of a visual storyline following the script, so to speak. And there is 1 or 2 of those that aren't too bad. They graphically show you the situation. But there's music playing in the background. It's in some cases the music's too loud, and it's almost drowning Sagan's voice. So that wasn't going to work. So the official one was the better one to go to. Anyway, I've downloaded that, so it sits on the computer now. It's very humid in the shack here. I think my temperature is playing up a little bit because I can feel my head's going up and down. It's like as if I'm floating on a boat, and I think my temp might be up a little bit because I'm feeling the humidity in here. The air conditioner is running, but it's 24 degrees in here. But what's the humidity? 48%, I think that says. I don't know. It's sorry. I must go. Anyway, thanks everybody for calling in tonight and hanging in there. Britt, good to hear you. Jack, Martin, Mitch, and Frank, Wayne, Kerry, John, and Steve. And to all the internet listeners and watchers as well on YouTube, thank you for viewing. Everybody there on the Discord channel, it's good to see Stuart called in there. VK3UAO, good to hear you, Stuart. And Kim, VK5FUSC, and Bill, 3KHT, and all the rest there. Yes, yeah, yeah. Okay. Thanks for calling in, and all that sort of stuff. So we'll see you all next week, and hopefully I'll be in a better headspace next week. Ooh, this is VK3 Echo Kilo Hotel. on behalf of the Astronomical Society of Victoria, where you can find more information at www.asv.org.au is our website. This is VK3EKH with VK3CSJ on the microphone, concluding session tonight. Thank you all for listening. We'll see you next Friday. And happy Remembrance Day for tomorrow, lest we forget, is the key thing to say there. This is VK3CSJ as well.
Cheers, Clint, 3AOB. Just give you a signal strength report. You actually, if I adjust the gains, you're just a fraction under plus 60 dB. So a good solid signal.
That's pretty full scale. Thanks, Brett.
Yeah, no worries. I'm playing with a MFJ Deluxe noise cancelling unit. I went into my walk-in road 3 or 4 days ago and thought, forgot about that. Unpacked it and looked at the receipt. I bought it in 2014 and thought, right, well, we'll put that into service. So I had to make up 2 or 3 leads, which I did. I've interfaced it with the system. I went to adjust a knob here that had been, it wasn't properly on the phase knob, and I undid the knob and the little thumb screw went missing. That was yesterday. Alright, good on you. Went for a dry spell rat today. Went to the electronics store and bought another knob, and I came home and I was about to install it. I did install it. I didn't really like it. It's a little bit clunky. And then I looked down, there's a power cable curled up, and I found a little drum screw. So I've reinstated the original knob. But the noise case was very good. I dipped the frequency, attenuated it by about 20 dB, like inverted the noise. So I've gotten rid of most of the noise of the lightning crashes. It sounds like very distant rustling of paper. Mostly they're not there, so it's made listening to your signal tonight beautiful, very, very broadcast. So next broadcaster, you're doing well. Anyway, go to bed and get over that thing you've got.
Yeah, no worries, Brett. Shall do, in fact. I'm just about over it. What model is this noise cancelling device you've got, by the way?
It's the garden variety MFJ Deluxe noise cancelling signal enhancer. It's the model MFJ 1026. And I first hooked it up and I thought I wasn't too impressed with it. I thought, well, hang on, no. I took the lid off it, and there's supposed to be a little shorting bar in there. There's a couple, 2 or 3 mods you can do to it. So while I was at the electronics shop, I bought one and brought that back and played around with it. Didn't seem to make a difference. Yesterday I spent a couple of days making up. I had an old 80-metre dipole, the wire, so I put that up. It's actually too close to the current main transmit 80-metre dipole, which is actually broadside towards you and Melbourne. It's the difference between Geelong and Melbourne. We're in a good path between each other because you're always... how much power are you running?
It's 400 watts with the FL2100B linear on.
The mod was simple. It's just a alligator clip to the centre conductor of the auxiliary antenna input, and then the other end's clipped to the little rod antenna, and that gives us a bit of shielding. And the signals give me a lot of gain, so I'm able to pick the system up and get the best out of it. Let's turn off that's what's wrong. I can see a tiny feedback. Gone. Anyway, yeah, it's actually very good. It supposedly works from 1.8 meg to 30 meg. Well, I found it actually does work a little Adelaide Cruise, and here on near 30 k's from Ballarat, their local horse racing channels below that on I think 13, 14 kilohertz, and I want to listen to 1323. So I played around with it last night, and I dipped out the horse racing channel with the box here, and then I tuned in 1323, and it's in the clear again. So it's very listenable at night. VK3 CSJ, VK3 AOB. There might be somebody else who's got comments for you as well.
Yeah, all right, no problem. Okay. Yeah, look, I mean, I lived in the middle of suburbia here in Narre South. It's not a overly bad location, but suburban noise is on the increase, and like I do a little bit of 160 meter work, and particularly AM, and I find that the band noise is just on the increase. If it wasn't for Paul's SDR, VK3KHZ SDR, I wouldn't. There's a lot of weaker AM signals that I wouldn't be able to copy. So I rely on the SDR mostly for receiving the coffee break net guys, but that's another story. Yeah, I have often thought about experimenting with a noise cancelling arrangement. So I've taken a note down, 1026. All right, no worries at all. I wonder if Ross has got any of those in stock. Anyway, all right, mate. Look, I've got to go. So thanks for the words. Good to hear, and thanks for the signal report. It's mightily good. It's certainly working for you, that cancelling device. Very good indeed. VK3. It's here right in front of me. VK3 AOP. VK3 EKH with VK3 CSJ on the mic. Cheers for now, Brett, and have a nice weekend, mate.
Yeah, cheers. Same to you. Get a good night's sleep.
All right. There he is. All right. Oh, I'm closing down. If you're listening in the background there, Ian, VK3QL, I think it was you that got the repeater, kicked the repeater in the royal end. So thank you for getting it started, and maybe Richard also helped out there too. So thanks, Richard. This is VK3 CSJ, now concluding on YouTube and on the RTV repeater. And I must admit, this COVID experience is an interesting one, but it's just slightly affecting my thinking processes. So my speech centre is well and truly closing down. So, cheers everyone, and stand by for colour bars. I'm out of here. Sunday morning, WIO broadcast 10:30, also 9 o'clock on 160. For those that aren't going to Rosebud, have a listen for us on 1825. On 160 AM for the coffee, for the WIA news, the early edition, and then at 10:30 the visual graphics adaptation on RTV, this channel which you're watching now, and then I'll repeat again at 8 o'clock on Sunday if I'm still alive by then. So that's it, and of course then there's the ATV get together on Tuesday night, which Richard will be hosting apparently, and that's it really until next Friday. So we shall disappear. Thank you for watching and listening. And to all the folks there, just checking the email, because I didn't want to check the email. There's a few responses there. Andrew, if you're still listening. Ho, 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 ho. Oh, there's an article there, Wayne. Oh, I see. Oh, I missed that. I'll pick you up next week. That's what you were talking about. Was that article? Was it? Oh, I see. Let me just click on that email and see what that is. Oh yeah, okay. Sorry. Yeah, I heard you saying something about Apollo 8. Yeah. Okay. Now, I actually did see that in searching for articles tonight. I did see that that article was on astronomy.com. So yeah, I can probably mention that next Friday for sure. Thanks, Wayne, for that. Excellent. On that note, we're concluding missions. This is VK3 CSJ in Narre Warren South, concluding missions on Visions. So, cheers for now, everyone. Bye.